There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonkō Table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonkō Table, the table that will make their dreams come true.
Yayo, folks, welcome to the latest and the greatest from the Yonkō Table. That is the voice of GrandMasterHoop here at the helms today, and I'm here to navigate us through the real world and the upside down, because today we are tackling Stranger Things 4, not season 4, because Stranger Things does a beautiful thing that makes every season feel like its own entry in a movie franchise. So this is Stranger Things 4 Part 1 coming at you. Netflix's great series started back in 2016. We're here for the 4th entry, and I'm not alone. With me, as always, is DrJaceAttorney. DrJaceAttorney, I remember every time I would ask you if you had watched Doctor Strange, what would you say? Every time I asked you.
Strange?
You don't remember? I would be like, have you seen Doctor Strange? And what would you say?
I have seen Stranger Things. Zing.
Stupid. But a little side joke, a little comedy before we deep dive this series. But we are not alone either in this journey. We have the Hellfire Club here to nerd out about Stranger Things. Let's hear which supernovas are joining the Hellfire Club tonight. All right. Well, look, folks, we're here. We're a little behind. We're not too behind. It was a lot to watch this season, but we're here to talk about Stranger Things 4. And, we're just really going to jump right into it. But, I mean, I guess the only thing really to discuss before getting into this was, Stranger Things 3 came out in 2019. This was a 3-year gap. That's quite the gap. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't clamoring for Stranger Things 4, but it got to a point where I was like, man, where is it? And of course, this is all due to COVID pushing back production. But then at the same time, we got the pleasure of they really fleshed out these episodes and the story. And we've had the longest episodes in the series thus far. But, we have a full house tonight. Why are y'all here? I mean, I'm an avid Stranger Things fan, and that is namely because I just love the 80s vibe that Stranger Things offers. And I feel with each season, they're kind of either paying homage or to a specific film or a movie or a genre in general that I really love. And I think the cast is really great too. But why are y'all here? Real quick, if you just want to say, what's your big draw into Stranger Things?
I guess I can go first. The gore. Yeah, I like to see the blood. As simple as that. That's one thing I feel like a lot of shows miss when there's something dangerous. They try to baby it. This show shows that there's a lot of danger. People actually suffer, that any of the characters at any point can, go away. So there's always tension, which is why I think the show is good. Every minute of it is tension because you don't know which character is going to go out next.
I think that's a fair point. Do some of them have plot armor? Maybe.
Yeah,
and do
100%.
we see
Right.
But do we see some of our favorite new characters have an untimely death, or some characters we barely get to know? Yes. And I think I like the tension.
Yeah, they introduced new characters and boom, these characters disappeared. That caught me by surprise. And the way they went out, I don't think anybody can say they were not surprised, or honestly, I was impressed by the quality of it. It was really movie quality in terms of animation and everything for them. So good job to Netflix.
Yeah, this really does feel like their flagship. This is in the wake of Netflix kind of dialing back a bit on all their other properties like animation, some of their other live action shows, and you can see the budget where a lot of the budget goes to. I feel like a lot of it goes to Stranger Things, because it looks really good. Like, you know, the production, the CGI, very convincing, movie quality. You know, maybe Disney can take a couple pointers.
I mean, they do. But Stranger Things, I think this season record high, it was like 100 mil per episode.
Oh yeah,
I'm not right. They put money into this season, and I think it shows. I think this is the most like CGI heavy, and a lot of it's practical effects too, which is also just as crazy. But yeah, flagship, throw the money their way, and boom, we got this. So yeah,
I think it was 30 mil per episode.
Okay, I shot too far.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Right. 30 mil, yeah, 30 mil still times. There's this first
30 million.
First part.
7.
Oh, that's nothing.
30 million on a weekend. Yeah, right.
Okay. Well, what, 210 mil for the first volume, plus another 60, so 207. Goodness gracious! But I think I would say this season, it gave. I don't think anybody was disappointed at all. Of course, we're gonna get into what sets this season apart. But I would like to say overall, are we all like thumbs up on Stranger Things 4?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. It's funny, like you said, you asked earlier, you know, why are we here? Like, are we stands? I'll be honest, with Stranger Things, I feel like I'm watching it out of obligation at this point. Not in the sense that any of the seasons were bad, but you know, every season I feel like can end where it leaves off, and I'm kind of fine with it just staying there. Like with season 2, after season 2, I was like, you know what, it could end here. I'll be fine with it. But then they say, no, we're gonna do a season 3. And then they do a season 3, and I'm like, okay, I have to watch it because, you know, now it's them adjusting to a normal life with Elle and going to school and everything. I watch season 3, it ends, and I'm like, okay, we can end here. I don't need another one. Now season 4. And it's that spiraling effect. Like, I don't know how season 4 is going to end, but knowing the next season is the final one, I'm like, okay, I have to watch all of it because I'm invested at this point. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the last season. I enjoyed this one too. I think the first one's the best. But yeah, that's where I stand. That's where I stand with Stranger Things. That's just me though.
I kind of felt the same way. So I'm a new fan to Stranger Things. I started watching,
I think either end of April or top of May. We sped through it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was like, you need to watch. He's like, you need to watch the whole thing before the new season comes. And I was surprisingly very invested in it, but I did have the same feelings of, well, you know, I think it could end here. But now there's this new season with some new creature that's after them, and you know, so I think it would be cool, and I mentioned this to Grandmaster the other day, that if they are able to tie all of them together and somehow connect the whole story, that would be cool. But I think it's been, you know, kind of repetitive. Creature after Elle, gotta defeat the creature. Dead now, new creature. So that's where I stand, but I still enjoyed it. It was a very good season. I personally think this season's the best.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Better than 1?
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting.
This one had me on the edge of my seat. I was crying.
Yeah, there were some tears. Apex, you're new too? I didn't know you started this year as well.
Did I start this year? No, it's a lie. Did I start? No, I watched season 1. I watched season 1 in Christmas of last year, so it wasn't too far. And then the reason why I watched it is because my brothers are 12 and 13 years old. And they're like, you haven't watched Stranger Things? They're like, you have to watch Stranger Things. Stranger Things is amazing. And I was like, I tried watching it one time. I fell asleep in the first episode, probably because I was just tired. And I was like, I'm never gonna do it again. And I watched it with them, and then I was like, oh, it's actually pretty good. And of course, they like it because they're kids and they're all like cursing. You're like, fuck, shit, blah, 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 blah. So they're like going crazy over that. And then I watched it again because Stranger Things 4 was coming, and I was like, all right, let me catch up and watch season 2 and 3 and volume 1 of 4, and I thought it was fire. And usually, as y'all know, I'm a binger, so I would binge the hell out of that. I definitely watched season 3 the fastest. I think I watched season 3 in like 2 days, so I was like, really cutting it in for that. But I think out of all 4 seasons, well, season 4 is not over yet.
It's not. It's not. You can withhold.
Just with volume 1 of season 4, I would say it's fire. I think it's great. I think that it's the best season thus far. I kind of am upset that if there's only 2 episodes for this next volume, I'm gonna be like, what the hell? Why didn't you just give us the other 2 and just call it a day? But I don't know, man. It's just killing me. Like, this is so good. I will say the best song is in season 3 with the turn around.
Oh, goodness.
That song is dumb.
The never-ending story.
Dumb fire. But season 4, I like season 4 a lot. Nancy she be slaying me this season. She definitely got plot armor though. This bitch should have been dead many times over for sure. Steve Harrington looking fine as fuck this season though. You know, I was like, oh yeah, Steve, you can totally have steal it from Jonathan's high ass, getting it together. No shame to the weed, because you know I love me some of that. But what you wanna call it? Steve Harrington was getting his thing. And I'm sure we're gonna get into some other stuff, and I got some some little outlandish shit to say. But season 4 was good. Season 4 was definitely money for sure. Especially those last 2 episodes. I was like, whoa, like budget. You be spending in one episode for a whole Netflix season on some other shit, like for sure. So I think they got the money's worth with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I don't know if I call myself a stan. Similar to GrandMasterHoop, I really like the nostalgia of it. I don't know if I would say it's like my favorite show, but I will tune in. And so I watched it in a day because I was on a time crunch, so I only had a day. That's it. So, and I agree. I really liked the season. I know we'll get into it, but this may be my favorite like villain that we've had. I think there's an element of the monsters are cool and similar to what Captain Falcon had already shared. Like, it starts to become repetitive if you just have like the typical monster after L. This felt a little different. It had some substance and had something to sink your teeth into. It had a little twist that I didn't see coming. There's a human element to who this particular villain is, that it didn't just feel kind of like this monster that doesn't really have a connection to kind of the full story. I think we're now finding out what some of the connections are, and that's intriguing. So I really enjoyed this season as well. I think it's the best since 1. I think 1 is special just because it's the first one. I think we've maybe talked on other pods of the first of anything being kind of special, and that it introduces you to something new to hold on to. But this felt the most intriguing in terms of where we're going with this villain and the connection to L, and learning more about the Upside Down and who's kind of inhabiting it. So I was game.
And I think what everybody is saying is actually really adding on to what really works about this show. Yes, season 1 introduces kind of how the show's gonna work, and then by season 4 we can do all these different things with the show, and also we can improve upon instead of doing the monster of the season, why let's tie these monsters into everything that's been going on. And I think that's what they allude to a little bit, maybe, but we'll get more confirmation come volume 2 as far as how deep does our new villain, or how integral was he in season 1, 2, and 3. So that'll be really cool to see pan out. But yes, it's their biggest season. They called it the Game of Thrones season, and I see why. Mainly because multiple storylines going on simultaneously. Of course, they all tie back into what's going on in Hawkins. And so how I want to, go about this, I feel, we talk about, I mentioned, the 80s movies like genre. I feel there's 4 significant stories going on here, and they all kind of represent a different genre of 80s film. So let's get into it. Let's open with, I'll call this segment, and we again talk about as much as we want. Vecna and the Horror of Hawkins. I feel that's the main story going on. I mean, that's most of the moving pieces.
Vecna and the Horror of Hawkins?
Horror of Hawkins, Vecna. Vecna's here and
oh, horror.
Horror.
I thought you said whore.
Oh no, stop.
I thought the same thing.
Well,
stop.
Vecna and the Horror of Hawkins? Who's the Horror of Hawkins?
Horror. Sorry. Horror. I found this story, I think, to be the most gripping. As far as all the stories go, this is the one I was most invested in. I think, and immediately I was like, oh, it's this is their Nightmare on Elm Street. It's Nightmare on Elm Street. That is the vibe I'm getting. Yeah. And then, funny enough, did y'all know about look at DoctaReeka. Thank you.
Shrek? Yeah.
No, not Shrek.
Oh.
Victor Creel. He's played by Robert Englund.
Yeah, he's the original Freddy Krueger in the films.
That is really cool. I did not know that.
Yes.
I mean, that was the vibe I was getting the whole time, like without even realizing it, because I don't know which ones I've seen before of Nightmare on Elm Street. I think I saw the first one, but I mean, like most people know the general synopsis of Nightmare on Elm Street, and even watching this season, I was getting those vibes. It felt like Freddy Krueger, seeing Victor Creel, and I was like, yeah, this guy seems really familiar. So, wow, that's great that they got him to play that role.
Oh, super cool. The moment he started talking, we were watching, I was like, I think I know that voice. I think that's Robert Englund. And then I think I looked it up. I definitely looked it up. I didn't wait for the credits to roll. I was like, I want to know who that is. But also, I don't know. I Captain Falcon mentioned crying. We were crying, like begging the TV for Max to run a little faster.
I thought she was gonna die.
I thought Max was gone for her. I thought she was done.
I was a mess when they started showing the scenes,
the flashbacks,
and oh my gosh.
Oh, and then Lucas is like, I'm here.
Right.
Talk to me. I'm like, ah.
I did not believe that she was going to die. I was getting a little bit emotional with all these old school scenes that were happening and the other stuff too. But then I was like, if they kill her off, how else are they going to be connected to Vecna? Like, how else were they going to find out more about how to kill this thing if it kills the best friend? So the only other way I could think of, if they killed him, then she had a super huge revenge story. But I was saying, when I watch it, it's like, this is why it's important to know your friend's favorite song, because you never know when Vecna's gonna come and bite you in the butt. So I'm glad that they knew.
Good
that
on Lucas for knowing
running whatever song, but
running up that hill.
Dustin is hilarious. Dustin just runs up with the Walkman and he's just like, "What's her favorite song?" He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Just tell me what her favorite song is right now." And I'm like, "Please explain it to me."
What is this gonna do? Just say something.
Oh, there's no time for words. And again, see, that's why I felt this part of the season felt the most gripping. They were the ones, I think, in most danger, or at least they had the duty of protecting Max. But I felt like on the edge of your seat. Shout out to Nancy and Robin. They really stepped up too. During this whole thing, getting the info on Victor Creel. I really like their pairing, and that's a Game of Thrones type of thing. Again, we see these different pairings
because they never met each other, right? In season 3.
No, they never did.
I mean, they met, but but
not interacted like the way they were doing this season.
It was very It was okay. No time to, hey, just for the record, Steve and I are completely platonic. Don't worry.
Okay.
And she's right. That was one of my favorite pairings this season. I really enjoyed that whole what was she saying? Oh, that boy who wants to come visit, he gets a visit while girls, we've been waiting in the queue for X amount of time. I like Robin. She's funny.
I like Robin.
She is fun. I like her.
You like her better than Nancy?
I do. I like Robin a lot.
You need Nancy.
Robin's
though.
good.
You do need Nancy, but Robin just has, I don't know, more of a personality to me than Nancy.
What's that face?
Not coming from Nancy.
Listen,
Nancy
I like
Wheeler.
I do like Nancy.
She's Nancy Drew. She's Detective Nancy Drew, and she be
She
solving a lot
is.
of shit too, though, for real. And I liked. Well, this is not this season, but season 1 or 2, one of them, when that bitch can hold the gun and she's like, "I will shoot this bitch." I said, "I fuck with you, Nancy."
I mean, she mentioned it too. She's like, "Oh, I got guns in my room. I got this gun and this gun. Let's go get it." When they were in the Upside Down,
Right.
Nancy, I feel Nancy out of everybody has really taken charge and just been kind of like the de facto leader of the group, and I love that for Nancy. I don't know.
Sometimes I
Man.
forget that she's Will's sister. Like,
Mike's.
I'm sorry, Mike's. Right. Well, I mean, you see, there you go. I forgot. I forgot which sibling she was. They're hardly ever on screen. Like, they're the ones interacting with each other. She's usually interacting with, like, I don't know, Jonathan or Robin in this. Robin and the other one, Steve. Yeah. So, what about some of the other characters? Like, how'd you guys like? Because we kind of talked on like Dustin and Max. Were y'all here for the whole Jonathan and oh God, what's his name?
Argyle.
Hawaiian pizza.
Oh my God, Hawaiian pizza.
He's a
First
great.
off, don't like Hawaiian pizza in real life.
Oh,
But
God.
second off, but fuck, I really wish I could remember what the fuck he said on that phone to that guy. He was like, "Oh, pizza, something about pineapple."
Oh, he was like,
whatever."
"Before you knock Hawaiian pizza, bro, did you ever try it before?" No.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. Right.
Shit was so dumb. And my gosh, the scene where they're shooting up that fucking house and he's like, drive, like, oh man, we can't do this. Oh my goodness. I'm like, bro, if you don't fucking drive right now, like he's gonna be dead.
And that's what I'm saying. So, that story felt for me, that was the stoner comedy, because they're over here smoking a ton, and they mix in with Elle's story, but it was like that 80s kind of spy thriller type of. The moment they busted in that house, I was like, oh my God.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
When he unloaded that entire clip into that I guess it was a police officer.
No, it was the army. It was the army.
No. The guy that got lit up.
Oh. No, he works for the scientist.
The scientist. Okay.
Owen, right.
Right.
But I did not see that coming. I thought they were about to be sitting on the sidelines the whole season. I was like, y'all gonna get them involved somehow. And oh my, yeah, they didn't. They rang the doorbell, to say the least. And then boom, 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 boom. But yeah, I feel they're the more comedy side of things this season.
I would agree. There's certainly more comedy with the California crew. And I was also maybe less invested in them. I think the group that we just talked about, like Hawkins is the center of everything, and that's who I was most intrigued by, beyond like the last 2 episodes with Elle and kind of where that led, which I'm sure we'll have some conversation about. But I was definitely more invested in the Hawkins, sort of what was going on with Elle as we're moving forward with that, and not as invested with the kind of the prison element with Russia / Alaska and the California crew. But I think, like you've already said, it kind of emulates Game of Thrones in that way, because there were some people I really liked being with on Game of Thrones and others that I was just not as interested in. But I think it allows for that variety that, okay, if you're not as invested in this storyline, at least you have this other one. So I really liked like the addition of Eddie and what was going on with the Hawkins crew and bringing him along. I thought he was very charismatic. I find Robin to be very charismatic, so I'm glad that she had a lot more to work with this season. and I liked Argyle as well. I did think it was funny, but I was just not as interested in some of what was happening with the California folks, just because I did feel they were a little bit more separated as soon as Elle left. And so then I kind of turned my attention and my interest towards some of the other characters. But I do like that there is that variety, at least, that the season offered.
I would like to say, I think Eddie might be my new favorite, like my favorite character introduced this season. I think Eddie knocked it out of the park. One aspect of this new season is, they are now in high school. They're now older and they're all doing different things. And I like how we even get to see what the California crew, how they're doing in high school. But you got Mike and Dustin still going to be nerds. And, they're the outcasts. And they're taken in by Eddie. And, Eddie's got that whole, he's a stoner, he's a rocker, he's part of a cult, just because they don't even know any better. But he's got a heart, like when he was helping the first victim, Chrissy. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a nice little romance. I like to see this blossom. Not the case.
It wilted.
Very, very quickly. Oh my gosh, I actually like doing a Vecna. I go up to either Jaylene or Romeo here and I'll be like, I'm real.
But
just with the fingers, like, I'm here.
Just kidding.
But I really like Eddie's story, and it also, I feel that's another kind of horror kind of trope. The whole town goes crazy and starts trying to get that one person or that one group, and that's where we find Lucas. And I'm over here like, Lucas, come on, man, like, please don't. I get it.
Don't be one of those kids.
He wants to be popular. He's tired of being bullied. I felt for him when he said that.
Well, I'll tell you this: the bullies of that high school, the bullies period this season, that high school and the other high school, they're some little fucking bitches. And the bullies specifically in Elle's high school, that bitch deserved to get clocked with that freaking.
No, she did.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
She did.
Before we even get into that, I love when Elle literally goes, what's her name? Angela.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, that was
nothing
trash.
happens. I'm like, oh girl. I literally was like, damn, that's me. But like internal. At first I thought it was a dream, but no, it happened. And I was like, shit. But she deserved to get clocked by that freaking damn rollerblade skate. She should have got hurt more. To be honest,
is so mean.
No.
Mean? Wait, what Angela did was mean?
No, I'm talking about making fun of her when she did this bit and her powers didn't work. I felt terrible for Elle.
Or when they stepped on her diorama.
Oh no.
Gigs.
No reason.
When she made a joke about her dad, I said, girl, I just want to jump through the screen and beat that girl.
That was bad too.
I'm like, she looks like she can't fight.
She can't fight. No, she cannot fight.
But
did she get a concussion?
Because that's what they wanted to take her ass in.
Yeah, she got a concussion, and it was a deserved concussion. There's like, goodness gracious. But I mean, I blame Joyce for all the shortcomings of Elle this season.
You just say that because of her outfit.
Yes, her outfit.
First off, don't blame. She's a little girl.
Joyce dressed Elle as Joyce Jr.
What's feminism? But you know what? Mothers in the 80s probably were really all about upping her. And well, I'm not saying Elle never had a mother, but I mean, she kind of like, because like her mom, she got taken away when she was like a young baby. Or whatever. So she never really had like that mother figure. So she doesn't know better. She just thinks it's cute.
I needed someone to tell Elle to stop pretending to be friends with this girl, Angela, and writing to Mike saying, yeah, Angela's my friend.
Someone did, Will.
Yes, my boy Will.
Ooh, are we getting into Will? Because that is definitely one of them.
We can get into Will for such a character who starts off in the series as like, kind of the
princess in the castle.
Yeah,
a little
right.
bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's rescue Will. Oh, Will still got something inside of him. Oh, Will can sense the mind flare when he's near. Kind of took a back seat this season.
Will, you're still here. That's what it is in season 4.
Because
Yeah.
first off, Will, I would like to open the floor with Will
You
is
can
a
do
part
it.
of the LGBT community. Period. Okay. When that bitch touched his heel and he said no, I said, Will is somewhere in our community, and I said,
Wait,
you know
who?
what, Will, you
Wait,
are
what?
fucking welcome.
So in
When he was in the
class,
what scene?
classroom.
in
He was in the
class,
classroom. The black girl, the one of the popular girl, touched him, and he kind of squirmed.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Oh, that's right.
I
I mean,
said,
it
Will,
could have just
you're
been
welcome in
like,
the-
"Who are you? Why are you touching me?"
Well, no, he's
No, but
also
they go to the same
jealous.
class. They're
he
always
is
together.
jealous.
So he
He's
knows who it is
jealous.
because the same girl hangs out with the girl that bullies L. So he knows who it is.
I mean,
yeah, no, he does know who it is. So that,
Oh.
right? No, like I agree that he knows who it is. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it was just unwelcomed. Like it was like, don't do that. Why are you doing that?
He's
I-
very
I didn't-
coded.
But I do agree. I do agree that I think Will is part of the community. I think he
I
is.
will say though,
I will
I
say.
think they're being very delicate with the story. What I don't appreciate though, I know a lot of the actors were asked kind of about the season and this idea of like, we'll let the audience make their own interpretations. I do think with a show that is really catered towards like, I'd say adolescents, teenagers, etc., it is okay just to say that folks are queer. And that is the story that they're depicting. So just want to throw that out there, that things don't have to be open for interpretation. You can just have representation. And I think we're seeing that happen. I think the dynamic between Will and Mike is really interesting, even kind of outside of the fact that it is my belief that Will is queer, is that there is that kind of understanding of like people start to grow apart and people have like different priorities in their lives. And so how relationships shift can just happen regardless of how folks identify. But if you do add in that extra layer of identity, it makes things kind of even more complicated and nuanced. But I will say, y'all can just say that folks are what they are. And I think that, especially, we're in June, we're in Pride Month, allow folks some of that representation, because we're certainly seeing the story unfold in that way. So y'all don't have to be ambiguous or indicate that people can make their own interpretations. Y'all could just be clear and straight up. So shout out to the community.
Straight
I'm
up.
also a part of. Happy Pride. Mic drop.
Yes, Will is definitely queer. Do I want to say like Will is gay? Yeah, but I say I'm like biased because I'm gay. So like, I was like, could be that. Will can be gay. Will can be anything. It doesn't really matter. But I definitely know. But if I had to say Will was straight, I don't know. This season clocked it out, and
It's
I
a
honestly
question mark.
thought about it the whole series because I'm like, Will's the only one that never has a love interest, ever. Like, there's not one time where he's like, when they're talking about girls, he's not like saying shit.
He danced with a girl in season 2.
He
at the
did.
dance.
You
He
know what?
did.
You're right. I want
He
to take that
did.
back. He does dance with a girl. He did not ask her to dance. She came up to him and danced with him.
Mhm.
But whatchamacallit, that was the only time that happened. And I said, well, okay, well, that was interesting. And random as fuck. But whatchamacallit, I love Will. I love Will so much. I loved him even before this season, though. Except I will say in season 3, I was really hoping he would get like a superpower with that fucking neck thing. He's like, I can sense him, but I'm like, bitch, start doing some shit with that. But
My spidey sense.
Will is really cool. I will say Will and Jonathan's dynamic. Will say, whatchamacallit, that Will and Jonathan's dynamic this season, there's a lot of things that are giving me that Will's been like really isolated this season. Like his mom's been working like a shit ton with his sales job. The brother's not been focused at all with Will. Will hasn't been getting any calls with Mike. Well, I don't even know if Will and Elle are really like that close of friends. So like Will can just be really lonely and like feels like shit, and he just moved to this whole new city and has no one to connect with. So that's a whole another thing that I think adds to Will's character that I would hope But not. I'm pretty sure it's not going to come on in this season. I would love them to dive more into Will's character with that, but Will technically had like a whole season or two with him. So,
What were you were going to say something about the jealousy Will's feeling too?
Yeah, so jealousy that he has with Mike's time and Mike not really. And then you said that something super fans really know was that the day that they went
Oh yeah, did you see that?
to the skating rink was his birthday, right?
Yes, it was March 22nd, which is Will's birthday. However, the creators yes. Again, and the creators admit they were wrong. The creators forgot it was Will's birthday.
Oh wow!
Oh, well, I freaking knew it. When y'all told me that, I said, "Watch, you want to better."
But
and
as
it's
fans,
funny. It's funny because out of all the dates you could have picked, you happened to pick the most significant one from season 1 or 2. Whenever
that
they
guy got
revealed
fired. That guy who was in
Easily.
charge of doing the video camera scene.
Why did
He
you pick
got-
this date? Why?
He got
You know
fired.
what? If Game of Thrones could put a coffee cup in a season, this was the coffee cup of Stranger Things, bitch. Period.
But as fans, knowing that though makes that scene hit even harder
Right.
because here's Will third wheeling the whole time.
On his own birthday.
That's even more hilarious. Oh
That's
my
even
God.
more. They could spin it like that. They could spin it like that.
They
if I
could
was
spin
the,
it like that.
If I was the Duffer brothers, I wouldn't have said anything. I would have said that was intentional.
Just go with it. Makes it worse.
But there's also he did not show his project. We're waiting for him to show his project.
You're talking
I
about the
think-
painting, right?
Yes, the
Yes.
painting.
Yeah, he hasn't shown that to anybody. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's for Mike.
You think it's for Mike?
I think it's.
I
for
think
Mike.
it
I
is
think it's
Mike. I think
I
it's
think it's a gay portrait.
Well, it's gonna be the villain of the story. That's what it is.
Whatchamacallit?
Well,
Oh, you know why they
well.
fucked up that birthday? You know why they fucked up that birthday? Because yeah, you could have corrected the storyline with Mike, but what about the mom? The mom goes out of town for her son's fucking birthday. Well, I guess Hopper is important, but still.
No, come on.
Yes.
It can't be
well,
more
here
important than her son.
that's a good transition because I don't want to say the prison. I liked when they're in the prison. Everything else was kind of played up for laughs. But what do y'all think about Hopper being alive? Because the whole thing was he jumped down and didn't get hit by the blast.
Girl, you didn't check over the ledge to see if he was alive.
Well, it
Girl.
wasn't it that he was on the opposite side?
He was, but then it stopped. There was like a split second, probably like 30 seconds they could have gone and checked to see if he was down there.
Oh,
No.
okay.
The Russians came in right after. Like she was crying, and then she went, and he was like, she thought she died. She turned around, and then the Russians started rushing in.
Ah.
And then, it's so original, groundbreaking. What you call it? Come in, and then they run away. So I said, I get that. You know what's funny? His name is Hopper, and he hopped off the thing. That's another one. All right.
Wow,
There-
no, stretch,
I'm on
stretch.
fire right now. What call it? There's fucking no way that he didn't die, because in the very first time that shit blew up, everyone in the room fucking got blasted, right? So you're gonna tell me that the one that was closest to the machine didn't get it because everyone else who was in there, who was watching from like far as hell, got blasted. That Hopper survived. See, it would have been more believable had Hopper like jumped into the upside down and then came back out of the upside down. You know,
That's
like
what
he
you
jumped
know.
in and then came back out, and then the Russians were there and they said, "Bitch, who the fuck are you?" And then he could have gotten fucked.
So I misunderstood this scene completely because I did not understand how Hopper was alive. I thought, and I don't know why, but I thought that whole thing with the upside down and the laser, I thought the other side was Russia for some reason. So
Me too. No. Me too.
You thought, okay.
I thought he ended up, because they were, and I was saying this too to Captain Falcon, they were messing with the portal in Russia before they came to Hawkins.
Right.
So, but that's why they came to Hawkins, because the gate was weaker in Hawkins.
I thought the blast flipped him onto the other side when it blew up. in Russia, and that's how he ends up in a Russian prison.
I would have appreciated that, or him hopping into the upside down.
Okay.
Not him.
Just oh God, that's so much worse.
Again, Game of Thrones as fuck. Just like how Cersei died. That bitch could have moved 3 steps to the left and been survived, but she wasn't Hopper. That's the difference.
That's insane. Wow.
Now, despite, the lackluster reveal of how he survived.
I'm sorry.
What were you going to say? Go ahead.
Well, actually, I had a question. So he hopped to the side. The Russians came in and they flew from Hawkins to Russia.
The Russians got out of Hawkins.
BS. Season's worse now. I don't believe that.
Because remember, the army started to raid Starcourt. The army finally showed up.
Right.
So I don't know how the Russians made it out of the Starcourt Mall with him in tow without the army, who was clearly there now.
They would have intercepted.
Maybe they went into the upside down and then landed in Russia.
I don't think so. However, we'll get to it. The little 30-second teaser at the end gives some insight that maybe the Russians do have a working portal or a gate. I don't know. But, yes, despite the lackluster reveal of how he survived, there were parts I found entertaining to the whole, I call it Prison Break. It was very Prison Break. If you ever watched Prison Break. Also,
What's that about?
It's about breaking out of a prison.
Yeah. That Demogorgon gives me super Michael Scofield vibes.
Wow. Okay. You want to go that route? Okay. Well, I thought it was cool that this prison is just beefing up this Demogorgon to, do whatever. And Hopper comes in and he's like, y'all are idiots. You're not eating to get strength. You're eating to, feed this dude because he's hungry. He's no longer like hunting for sport. He's hunting because he's mad and he's hungry and he needs to. I like the Demogorgon fight. I like a lot of aspects of the prison. The prison, though, like I like Enzo, and I don't know if y'all recognize Enzo. Speaking of Game of Thrones,
yes,
that's Jaqen Hagar. A girl cannot do this. A girl needs 2 faces.
Oh snap! I didn't realize that.
That's
Serving
him.
face.
Serving face. Good one. Some people didn't watch Game of Thrones yet.
Ooh.
Captain Falcon. But also, they did not explain why the fuck they're feeding this Demogorgon, Gorgon or whatever. Why do they have it? Why the fuck do they care to have it?
Military. They were gonna use it as a weapon.
They were gonna control that Demogorgon.
Yeah, just let it loose.
Get it and then just drop that bitch into the United States or something.
Yeah,
look how effective it is here. It's loose in the prison. They said they can't stop it.
Yeah, it's
Which
true.
Which is BS, because I'm like, bullets? Shoot it? Right?
Bullets don't work on a Demogorgon.
Do they not?
I've never seen a bullet work on the Demogorgon.
I thought the
Fire and L.
Right. I need to see them unload like a full, because they all have like assault weapons in there. There's no way that Demogorgon's walking out of there. They're gonna do some clown stuff where like they're like aiming up or something every time they shoot at it while he's running straight at them. I don't know. They'll do something silly, but that guy had a lot of strength. I did, because I was like, yeah, these guys should be able to take him. There's like 9 of them. They all got axes. They could chop off an arm or something.
Nah, this one's like a human. This one's like a humanoid Demogorgon. Like this
was
one, like
was this one
bitch
bigger?
was tall.
It was bigger. It was much bigger.
Okay.
He had muscles and shit.
Hopper said it was 9 feet. This one was definitely like pushing 10.
Yeah.
But also, oh, go ahead.
Oh no. So
I just thought of a plot hole.
The other one was small from season 1.
Smaller,
but still large.
Honestly,
right?
I need to compare.
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I remember the one from season.
For some reason, because like when I think about the one from season 1, and I probably just need to rewatch the season. I imagine him being like the size of like just a big dog. Like I don't know.
No.
I probably need to. I likely need to rewatch it. That was like what 2017.
You're thinking of the Demodogs.
I'm sorry.
No, season 1, the big one,
Stop.
the one that Elle fights, and then they say that because they like killed it, that's why the gate opened or something, but that's not the real reason.
When Elle killed it,
the one that Elle fought in the class, and then everyone thought Elle was dead.
Right.
Right. Season 1. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you're right. That one was pretty big too, and I wonder if it stood up.
I think it did.
Like a dog.
What I wonder, actually, now 2 things. I wonder if it's the same one, because the way Elle got rid of it is the same way. Well, I want to save the reveal, like the big ending thing, to be the last thing, but part of me feels it's the same Demogorgon.
Maybe
there are Demodogs.
Yeah,
right?
Demodogs is season 2.
I forgot about that. Okay, that's what I was confusing it with. All right, I knew there were like tiny little ones running around, so I was like, oh wow, this one's really big. This one is like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, they have Demodogs, Demobats, Demo everything.
Now here's my plot hole that I just thought of. In season 1, the Demogorgon could open a gate and go to and from the Upside Down whenever it smelled blood. Why is this Demogorgon just chilling in this prison?
Free food.
Yeah, it smells blood.
Wait, whenever it smelled blood?
Yes, that's how Jonathan and Nancy lured out the Demogorgon in season 1.
They got that little portal in that tree, remember?
One, they went to the portal in the tree, and they did it in their house.
Yeah, Stranger Things, you fucking up now.
There are plot holes.
See, because I thought there was a plot hole with Elle and number 8, but then GrandMasterHoop and Captain Falcon fixed me because number 8 wasn't there when Elle killed all those kids. Also, side note, with the thing that happened in Texas and then putting that Netflix was smart as fuck to put that disclaimer, because let me tell you, it was gory. That first scene, I was like, woo, y'all coming in hot. And like for a beginning, it started like at 100.
Well, it was good to put it there because you didn't know what happened, and it looked like it could have been a shooting. Yeah. So, no, it was definitely smarter than to put that disclaimer. What do y'all think of Murray, the bald eagle? And like,
I thought he was funny.
Murray, the Russian?
No,
Murray.
He can speak Russian.
The karate
he can
guy.
speak Russian, yes.
Yeah.
I thought he was funny in certain scenes. There were some scenes where I was like, the silliness is getting out of hand. Like when they're on the plane with Yuri and they're flying, and Yuri has a gun pointed at Joyce. And instead of Murray just attacking this man, he does this whole skit thing like, my fingers are like spears. And I'm like, and he waits for Yuri to turn around. Like, it was funny, but I'm like, come on, man. It's kind of pulling me out. This guy could kill you.
It's Cobra Kai.
It was a little too silly.
I thought it was really funny. So it was very like on brand with his personality. Like normal people would attack this person, but he has to do a whole thing. Kind of like, I feel like that's something Grandmaster would do.
You think if someone's pointing a gun at you, I'm going to stand there and be like, my fists are bricks.
You would start weaving ninja hand signs in front of him.
Yeah, right. No.
This bitch would be like, the boulder is
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I am nothing but a
teacher. Like, tuck and roll, tuck and roll, tuck and roll. Just run away.
No. I wouldn't be on that. I wouldn't have drank that coffee. I knew from the moment they drank that coffee.
As hell.
Yes. Yeah. Why does he got coffee ready for these people?
Because it was cold as fuck.
It's cold.
No, absolutely not.
It's a warm cup of Joe.
Now, I will say this. He was very inviting and he was very funny. He was like, my mother's dead. Dead of being something.
I am Russia. This is how we joke.
It's like, we don't have peanut butter in Russia. It's over there it's $10. I sell it for $30. I make profit.
Well, he's the peanut butter smuggler.
Right. He was
That's
funny,
ridiculous.
but
He's
actually
funny. Peanut butter smuggler.
I don't trust him more than I could throw him. I don't know why they were so quick to trust this dude.
Oh my gosh. And let me tell you how Hopper got out of the prison by like, he's like, break my foot. I said, Hopper, you a fucking G, because bitch, that shit must have fucking hurt.
Squeamish.
First off, it's freezing fucking cold. Your bones are fucking cold as shit. And then you're gonna get hit by a hammer on top of that.
And it's broken for the rest of the time, no? It's broken for the rest of the time.
Yeah, okay. Also plot hole. How the fuck does that shit heal so fast?
He is standing upright, square feet, ready to fight a Demigorgon.
How are you running with your foot that swollen? There's no way.
The cold numbed the pain.
It could be.
Yeah, but then he should have frostbite because he was barefoot.
Yeah. Hell no. That shit was just crazy. The fight scenes were good though. When it's Hopper versus just that one guard inside the cabin, not the one he knocks out, like the actual fight scene. I said, wow, y'all like taking y'all time and like just quiet, just beating the shit out of each other. I said, okay, this is cool. They definitely took their time with this one, for sure. But Hopper, I agree. The prison scenes and stuff, they were okay. It was just a reason to get like Hopper to come back, and to give everyone else some type of story while everything was happening, I guess.
Right. So, it was definitely give Joyce needed, something to do other than cry or worry about Bob or Will,
It's funny because those characters think that the other ones are just like at home or on a business trip. They're fighting for their lives. I think that's silly.
I do give credit to Joyce though. She is a strong character. She has stepped up every season too, because I feel purposefully in season 1 they make her to be kind of this weak girl, and then when she starts coming into her own as far as the mystery behind the Upside Down and finding Will and doing it whatever it takes, I think she's come a long way. I do like Joyce as a character, and I think, for her name to be the first name that appears in the credits, she better deliver. Winona Ryder, I think she delivers.
I think even in season 1 she delivered.
That was what I'm saying.
I think that's the element why I think season 1, at least for me, is the best one, because I think Winona Ryder sold it. Like just watching season 1, because like you have that element where as a viewer something is going on, but at the same time it's like, I don't know the answers to these questions. Where's Will? Is Winona Ryder crazy? Is Joyce crazy? She might. Why is she, this obsessed? And then I don't know. She did a great job. I loved her in season 1 the most, and she's great now. She's even better.
I concur. We only briefly talked about Steve and Dustin and Lucas. No, we didn't really talk about Dustin as much.
Well,
he didn't really have a story.
He didn't.
Well, Dustin had a big story in season 3 when it was like he was the only kid with the Russians on this time. Dustin this season though is just like Nancy, plot armored as hell, and Dustin figures everything out.
I was gonna say Dustin is the Sherlock.
It's because Dustin's just the smart one for some reason.
Which I like for him. I like that for Dustin. I also like his whole thing about Steve is getting jealous of Dustin hanging out with Eddie, and Steve doesn't want to be the babysitter, but here he is. Like,
I like what they're doing with Steve though, because in season 1 he's like this hot shot with Nancy, and I didn't like him in season 1.
Oh, correct.
I hated him in season 1, and now like you see him kind of getting to know Robin and all of that, and him taking the backseat and becoming the babysitter, and he's mad about it, but
he
loves it. He loves it.
Right.
Dustin,
it's a front.
Steve can fucking get it. Period. I said Steve character growth.
Here we go. Control yourself.
When he took off his shirt and the bats were eating him, I said, "Get your bats
you
off
want to
my
be the
man."
bats?
Hell no. What the fuck? What you call it?
that was a really cool sequence. That whole bit where they're in the upside down and they're trying to get them out of the upside down, and they use the bright light and they're spelling things out.
That was cool.
I thought it was cool. And then
follow the lights
when they saw each other looking upside down.
Oh, that's why it's called the upside down.
Well, yeah. Hello.
I mean, was there ever a scenario where we actually saw it being upside down?
Well, we never seen a portal. We never seen a portal.
Besides this season, was there ever a scenario where they visibly saw it actually be? They called it upside down because they were comparing it to their Dungeons and Dragons game, right?
I thought they did, because it was I think it was in season 3 where where Will, the little thing,
the mind flare.
Mind flare was about to get him, but they like show the school and then they turn the camera upside down and it's the mind flare trying to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, that's right.
So
plot hole though. The vines in season 2, when this motherfucker falls down in the upside down. What's his name? Hopper. He just falls straight down. But like now, like when you fall down, it like turns you around.
Oh, that wasn't a gate though. They're not in the upside down in season 2 in those tunnels. That's the upside down seeping.
You have to go through an actual gate.
Oh,
right.
You're right.
Right.
No, they were upside down because the portal was right side up, you know.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But the bike sequence was really cool too, where they're all on the bikes and the camera does that flip and shows them on the bikes on the upside down.
Right.
Very nice touch.
Oh, are we gonna get into the fact that this dad is alive again?
Which
or whatever?
dad?
Elle's dad.
Okay, hold up. That's okay. Once we start talking about that, that's our last bit.
We haven't talked about Elle.
No, we're about to. It's our
no,
last,
I know. I know.
But one character, last character I think we really haven't talked about, who I think is a great addition, is the sister, Lucas's sister.
Oh,
Erica.
Sinclair.
No, she's only been there since season 2, but then they gave her a starring role in season 3, and then she's starring again in season 4.
Okay.
You can't spell Erica. You can't spell America without Erica. Look at Erica. DoctaReeka.
Yes, DoctaReeka.
But I love Erica. When she came into the Hellfire Club, saying all that stuff. I don't know what she said. I'm gonna write it down one day. I'm just gonna use it.
I loved her in season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No, she's strong and opinionated. For sure. Like this season 4, when they have the town hall and she's like, bullshit, Hellfire is just a regular fantasy club. I was like, little girl, you got some huevos, bitch, because she just was coming the fuck out swinging. And I said, you know what? She's smart. But you know what's cool about her? She may be a bitch. But the second Dustin and them explain to her, she just believes them, and then she be helping out. She's like, let's go. And they just grab bikes and she's just about it. That's what makes her cool.
I think she was waiting to join the fray. She's tired of being on the sidelines, you know?
I want to be a main character.
Right. I'm in the star billing. Let me do something.
Yes.
But I like her a lot. I hope we see more of her in part 2, even if it's just for some witty dialogue. I'm okay with that.
I feel like we will.
That's what the children are mostly good for, is their dialogue.
She's funny. I love her. She's funny as hell.
She's silly.
I mean, Lucas didn't do much. Lucas had some good scenes with Max. I like Lucas and Max. That might be my favorite ship, actually. However, all of them suck because Max was going through it.
Right, and they were not there for
They were not there for Max. Like, it didn't take until Max was about to die for them to realize Max needs some friends.
But Lucas goes there. He said it. He's like, I see you, Max. But nah, Toasty got it. Toasty about to come in.
No, but like that's an issue. Like,
Slay
I feel like this is a miss with the show. They don't really explain how the characters stopped talking to each other. This was a big group of friends, and for us it's been 3 years, but for them I think it's been like 5 months because they're
it's a year between, right? They're in
between 3 and 4. It's been like 5 months,
which is total BS. Like you don't go from being good friend with a group of people to just split like this in 3 to 4 months, to the point where there's no interaction whatsoever between a group of people that's been to hell 3 times before that. So I really hated that portion. And even the nerds that joined the Hellfire group with Eddie, the rock star looking guy, why were they not talking to her? It's not like they were the popular kids and they had too many friends. No, they had a lack of friends. Most of their friends were actually seniors that were graduating. So they didn't even have friends in their own classes. So it's not like they had too many friends to count on. Yeah, Lucas at basketball, which, you can say he was at practice every day, doing other stuff. He got distracted, but the other have no reason whatsoever. And I just felt like, for me, it felt like it was a couple years. That's what it felt like. It felt like it was really them. They were in middle school, and they fast forward to them being juniors or seniors, and they had not spoken since they got into high school.
Oh, you know what that is? That's the what's that show? On My Block. They did that on my block with the
season? The last season?
Yeah, the last season. Yeah.
I haven't watched the last season yet. Yeah, but there we go.
In their defense, though, in high school and middle school, like these changes are so rapid with kids that they change so quickly. I just feel like it is plausible with it. I do understand when it came to like Lucas and Max, because Max broke up with Lucas like after her brother died or whatever, and then Lucas was like, I should have like been there more for you and stuff like that. But and they were still friends, Max, Dustin, and Mike. But no, not Max, Lucas, Dustin, and Mike. But Lucas was like basketball and like trying to keep the Hellfire Club under wraps, remember? And not be there. So I mean, I think that it was like within the realm of possibility of them like doing it with kids, again, like 1 year in a kid's life is like so much happens. So
remember, it's 3 months, like it's really summer vacation, and it's not like they go to a big school. It's Hawkins. It's a small town. It's not like they don't see each other. Literally every season they have one attraction in town. It's probably like the bar or the movie theater. Because the movie theater was the main place to go last season because it was the new place in town. They had nowhere else to go.
Oh yeah, the mall.
Yeah, like
the movie theaters and the mall.
Yeah.
In the mall. Yeah, so like for our generation, if I want to hang out, like hypothetically, you can live in the same city as your friend and never see them outside. But for them, like, come on, y'all. Like, this is a town of 1,000 people. They're gonna run into each other. Like the fact that there's zero interaction between them aggravated me. And even Will, he went off on Elle's boyfriend. I don't remember his name.
Mike.
He went off on Mike for never sending him letters. What about the other friends? None of the other friends at any moment decided to contact him. Dustin built a goddamn satellite radio to speak to his girlfriend. He literally forced his friend to climb a hill almost every day to talk to his girlfriend. Yet in 3 months, he couldn't pick up a goddamn phone, which they have, to say, "Hey, buddy, how's it going? You okay? Peace."
That's a very good point.
I mean,
Yeah,
that is.
Nobody give a fuck about Will, and also Will only mad about Mike because Will maybe likes little Mike.
His
Will
jealousy is directed towards Mike. I do notice
maybe
that.
he was the one getting Angela to bully Elle. That's the plot. I'm calling it right now.
Stop
Will
that.
is the villain. Will is the villain.
Whoa, I like that.
There we go.
Yo, he's like, I want you to bully my girlfriend.
Yo, put
Yo,
Toasty in the
Will,
writing
Angela.
room.
Ooh,
Will
that's
telling Angela.
some piping hot tea. Let me tell you.
That would be
Ooh,
great.
and not now with Elle having her powers back. She gonna slap the shit out of him if that was the case.
What were you gonna...
I'll agree with both of those. Like, I do agree with Apex that, for kids, like 1 year is a long time. Even 3-4 months, like, is like crazy things that happen, But then I also, when coming into this season, it did feel like it had been years. I asked you, I was like, how long has it been since the last season? Because it seems like it's a long time. Why aren't they talking to Max? Why aren't they, So, but I mean, they are kids, so.
I mean, we talked about this too when we talked in Euphoria about how a lot of these things are peak for these kids.
Yeah.
And what may not seem like a long time for us, yes, they could very much have that profound effect in that short amount of time for these kids. For all we know, they could have been writing letters to Will, and Will just felt some type of way because Mike never sent him a letter.
Why isn't Mike sending me letters?
But
Dustin and Lucas crumpled in the corner.
Listen, even if Mike did send Will letters, Mike is a bad letter writer. From Mike.
I think Mike's a bad friend.
From Mike.
I think Mike's a bad friend.
Don't lie.
Mike sucks. Screw Mike.
I hate Mike. Out of the original squad, I think Mike's the worst.
Yeah, 100%. His attitude is just goddamn aggravating. Every time he's on screen, he just pisses me off.
Oh, let's not make this. There must be some good about Mike.
The boy has no redeeming quality.
There is something genuine and likable with every single other character. Lucas, likable. Dustin, Will.
What's your favorite?
But Mike.
Mike said he loved Elle though last season.
My all-time favorite line. Then I always tell Grandmaster, I'm like, I'll dump your ass. Or no, I dump your ass. That was my favorite scene. Oh my gosh, when she did that, I was like, Elle, you dump his ass.
She should have done it this time. I care a lot about you, Elle. Care? Only care?
You haven't wanted love for me in months.
Which is years for us.
They gotta do something more with Mike than Mike just being the cheerleader for Elle.
And I miss Max and Elle. Like that little friendship.
Oh, yeah, that was a welcome friendship.
I love
especially
friendship.
If you go back and look at the scene where Elle knocks Max off the skateboard when she thought Max was flirting with Mike.
Oh, that was great. I was like, ooh, petty Elle.
But here, listen. We saved it. I think we got it. Well, we didn't mention Susie. Susie's scene was weird. I like Susie a lot, though. I want Susie to be part of the main cast.
Wait. Whoa, which one was Susie again?
Susie, that's Dustin's girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was good.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Susie's fucking ridiculous. When her fucking dad is like, oh, I did something bad and I changed his grade and the guilt fucking just killed me and I had to tell him this. And my boyfriend's not a Christian. I felt terrible and I felt
agnostic,
fucking,
I think.
Yeah, fucking. I was like, girl, get the fuck over here. Go be fucking next Bill Gates, bitch. Why fuck you worrying about this shit?
It was silly.
Hell no.
Here we are. Let's open the floodgate on the creme de la creme, which is, I call it the E.T. story. This is the E.T. superhero, obviously, science, sci-fi. Elle's story. Let this be our last little, hoorah for volume 1 of part 4 or season 4. Man, Elle's been going through it. Yeah, we talked about her being bullied. She clearly misses Hopper a great deal and that squirrel that lived in the cabin. Joyce doesn't know how to dress her.
The greatest offense.
Always come for the outfit.
I'm sorry. They made
her justice for Elle's fashion.
But and then Mike comes and clearly it's not roses and daisies over there. Elle's been going through it, and then bam, she gets hit with the whole arrest. God, she got arrested. Oh my goodness, they did not need to arrest her.
Handcuffs.
Right, I think that's a kind of traumatizing, I would think. But bam, we get the big reveal. Dr. Owen from season 2 says, we got a thing to get your powers back. Bring him to the place in the middle of the desert, and we get that big reveal. Here comes Dr. Brenner and the Nina Project. I thought he was dead. Did he not get eaten by the Demogorgon?
No, he escaped season 1.
Oh, DoctaReeka, your mic is turned off. I saw you.
I too thought he was dead, so I was like very confused.
I thought he was dead too, and then I realized I was like, he escaped season 1.
He did escape.
And I was like, because they were like, oh, he's nowhere to be found or something. And they never showed his body, so technically, it's like, could not be dead. But
and if you look on his face, I guess you can see some scars
He has
from
a
where
scar.
where the
Yeah.
Demogorgon bit him.
Which is like, how did you escape a Demogorgon? I
Right,
don't
did
know.
you just fight it or something? Like what?
you
He's got
cannot-
some secrets he needs to tell Hopper.
He fed it Nugent. Season 2
Or-
joke. It's okay.
No, not or. I was gonna say Vecna saved him, but no. That's another. That's an extension of this story from this first
Wow.
part.
We need to talk
Wow.
about Vecna.
Well, let's talk about the Nina project in general. We're deep diving back into Elle's memories because there is a traumatic event that is kind of putting up a psychic block on reaching her powers again.
Right.
So very cool thing to watch. We get to see all the other numbers and kind of the experiments and the little tests they gone through together. Like specifically what number 2 is a mean guy who
I don't
wants
like number 2.
nobody likes number 2.
Number 2 had it coming.
Yeah, totally had it coming. All the ones who wanted to kill Elle had it coming, but you know, Elle
That was
gets-
oh man.
what?
I didn't like that. Like
Which part?
all of it.
You didn't like the flashbacks?
I did not like the flashback.
I
Oh,
agree.
love the
It
Oh.
was too long.
I like the ending, what it culminated to,
Oh.
but I don't know. Like I think, and I know we're all over the place with like what plot threads we liked. You know, some people like the California bit with Hawaiian pizza, and some people liked you know, the whole Nancy Drew segment. I did not like Elle's flashback scenes. I don't know. I was every time when the flashback scenes came on, it was just more of like Papa 11.
Except it's like 17 kids saying Papa.
But it's
Papa.
important because what's gonna happen is that Papa, right? She's gonna get reconnected, and it's all like it's like a redeeming story of like her suppressed memories and like all this stuff. And it was a horrible guy, but then she's gonna be like her real dad is Hopper, right? They're gonna there's gonna be some point, I would assume, that that's what's gonna happen, right? Or the government, since they broke that fucking guy and it's like, please just don't kill her, Papa will hopefully step in and take these bullets and fucking save Elle or some shit.
Well,
You know?
there's also too with that whole, you know, with the beginning, well, just with the beginning of the series in general, you know, they really wanted to recapture Elle because of how dangerous she is, but that massacre was not Elle, and I think they always thought it was Elle this whole entire time.
Right.
And so now that I think they can see her memories. Is that what's going on? That machine allows them to get a videotape?
No, so I thought it was that he recorded like everything in there, and he's just playing the tape so that she
To
can
jog her
remember.
memory?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then that's what it questions. That's why I question when he says, "What have you done?" And it's like the portal as opposed to like killing everyone else.
Right.
So I'm like, I wonder if like that's what the dad really meant as opposed to like killing all his test subjects per se.
Because
Well,
that's the
everybody.
portal
I'm
from
on the
season
opposite
1,
side.
right?
What?
Is that the portal from season
Yeah.
1?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
I will say this: I'm on the opposite side of Dr. Jace in the sense that I did like the flashbacks because I am biased. Elle is probably my favorite character in Stranger Things, but I just liked it because it gave so much story to like the lab and like all of it, and it does. It's what tied up the beginning, obviously the twist at the end. But I don't know. I liked it because it was just like showing like all the different powers and different stuff that they could do, and just building on Elle's character because Elle, to me, is the main character. Like out of all,
She's the main
She
character.
is. Yeah.
I think she is that bitch. Period. So like, I liked it a lot. I did not expect the twist, but it's coming. I don't know if we're gonna get into that now.
No, we're here. You know, she
Okay.
gets
cool.
She makes
Number
friends.
one.
Well,
Number
she
one.
makes friends with the orderly who it's
As
just
soon as soon as he said, "You have something similar to my friend number one," I'm like, "You are number one, sir."
Who's
Oof,
number
I did not
one?
expect that.
But
I did not.
okay.
Rumor.
So when she took the thing out of his neck, I was like, oh, his powers have been suppressed. He can't use his powers. He's about to let loose now. Now, did I think he was going to go and kill everybody? No, not at all.
Which is kind of weird. Like, why did you kill everyone?
Because he hates everyone.
Why didn't he hate Elle?
I mean, there was a whole exposition in which, like, he described, there's like there's a lot of different layers to this. Of like, one, he's like manipulating her, I think partially manipulating, partially find some kind of kinship in her, as far as like her being stuck here, her having all these powers, but not really being able to access them. But he also has another agenda. So kind of all the layers are the friendly orderly, who is Peter, is also number one, but is also responsible for the massacre of the Creel family, to which Nancy and Robin and the rest of Hawkins were looking into. And so he had these powers the whole time and talked about his agenda of like the world not really being in a way that he approved, basically. And so he had this hierarchy of like who he thought were good and would construct a world that felt like it would be, you know, positive in his eyes, which was about like amassing all of this power and whatnot. And then the people who wouldn't. And so anyone who didn't align with his ideals were going to be dead, starting with his family. And so I think, yeah, the massacre was a part of that. And the Doctor was trying to replicate all of kind of his powers, which eventually led to all of these numbers. But he didn't approve of that particular portion, which ultimately led to all of them dying. So it's all of these various layers of like, he was never a good person in the first place. Right. It was just thwarted in his kind of agenda that started with like killing his family.
Right, because you see him talk about, you know, humans, all they do is, you know, live, work, die, do this. You know, he doesn't agree with that agenda. So he is trying to kill people off essentially that do that.
Which, I mean, I don't agree with his methods, but I with his agenda, it was everyone had like ulterior motives, or they were hiding something they were ashamed of. They did something wrong in their past. And that was what led him to killing his mother and father first. I don't know what his sister probably could have done, but I guess she had to go.
His idea, I think he was to kill people, man.
I think maybe the sister was subject to living as their parents did because she was raised with them. So she was just like, you know, I'm gonna kill you off too. You're gonna be doing the same thing as mom and dad.
It was that line she gave when she went into the house the first time, and she said, "Oh my gosh, it's like a castle," and that just pissed him off.
He said, "This is not a castle.
This is not no Disney movie. Who do you think you are?"
He said, "Get over here, bitch."
There is some symbolism too, because his whole thing was spiders. And he was saying, you know, spiders are survivors. Specifically, the Black Widow kills its mate. I don't know. I can't say I fully understand his method to his madness. I do like how it played out, though. I do understand, like, just it was eating away at him, and then when he found out whatever he did about his father, he was like, they had to go. And I didn't think he was gonna be Vecna at all. I didn't think Peter Creel was gonna be Vecna, but when Victor Creel was telling the story, I will admit this, and you can attest to this, when they said my son fell in a coma and died shortly after that, I was like, oh, he's alive. The son is alive.
I caught that part too, but I didn't think he was Vecna because I didn't think Vecna was human.
Right.
He was like some monster. So I thought,
he is a monster.
He is a monster, but I didn't think he was someone that fell into the upside
He was
down,
from the upside down. No, he was put there by
Right.
mistake and then disfigured. And I think it's a really good twist as far as, the powers, the superpowers of the show, and then just combining it now with what the upside down could do. I thought they actually melded those two aspects of the show very well, and why it makes so much sense that Elle can combat some of the powers that would be in the upside down. Because if this dude is at the heart of it all, which we're starting to speculate, then it's all psychic versus here.
I believe Vecna is the either the end all be all with it, but then I don't know, because if there's season 5, then I'm like, but fudge, he's just when they did that twist, my mouth was on the floor. First off, pissed at myself for not getting it, but second off, I was like, what a great way to like storytell and line this all up, because there's just so much shit that's happened in the 3 seasons that the writers deserve a fucking bonus or a raise or some shit for tying that up, because that really did. And that's why I said, like, with those flashbacks of those memories, it like was such a huge buildup, because honestly, if that didn't happen, I would have been like, all right, thank you for letting us know how Elle killed these fucking people. That was fucking useless. So that's
a fair point.
It was like this was really good, and like it just proved that she wasn't the monster. She's just the fucking reason why all these people are killing everyone, but she's not the monster.
Up until now, was it always assumed that Elle slaughtered the whole facility?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they also, because what they did it very smart.
Is this a retcon?
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay.
But they did it very smart, because they immediately, when they showed the massacre scene, and then like the army, the general is like talking about why Elle is so dangerous. They flash to the scene where she like makes those people's eyes go back in their head in season 1. Do you remember when she did that to a couple of scientists?
I think so. Yeah.
When they were about to shoot the kids.
Yeah.
And immediately you kind of think, oh man.
Well, yeah, in the beginning when they show the blood coming out of Elle's
yes.
You're like, oh, she put so much strain on herself because she killed all these people.
Right.
That's what you think,
So you definitely believe Elle could have done that for sure.
But you're saying that they showed scenes where in season 1 where she was doing that?
She did that before. We've seen her turn people's eyes back and like
in the facility when she was escaping.
Like
no, she did that to the people in the school when they were running away.
Okay, right.
In season 1, where they were about to catch up with them, right before she sent the Demogorgon back, there were some guards that she made. Right. Yeah,
but like in the flashbacks to where she's at the facility, they've never shown her harming anyone.
No, what they're talking about is that there was a flashback where the entire room, it was full of dead people. She turned around and her eyes were bloody. So you were to assume that she had killed everyone because her eyes were bloody. But now we realize that her eyes were bloody because she had just killed, or I guess expelled, Vecna.
Okay.
We just did not have
But she's also mad.
Yeah, she was mad too. She looks angry. She looked angry. She looked like she just had killed everyone. But again, we didn't know. We were just given that short 2-second clip, which was well made at the end of the day. So kudos to them.
Yeah, definitely. It was good. I think that throughout the season, like you said, it was Game of Thrones, all different stories happening at the same time. But then Vecna was like, oh my gosh, this is how it all ties together. So
no, it was very good how they tied it together. Like for Elle to be on the whole other side of the country and Hawkins being in Indiana, and that be the connectivity. Well, now she's definitely got to go back, and she's the only one who could. She stopped him before. He's probably a little more powerful now, but I guess that's what we have to look forward to in volume 2. is their rematch. The rematch of the century.
Yes, and it's like her atoning for causing all this problems. Because truth be told, if she had just, well, not if she didn't open the gate, Max's brother would have been alive. Billy, none of the upside down would have happened.
You know what? I'm calling it right
did.
now. At the end of the season, she's gonna jump into the portal and close it from inside of the upside down, and that's how it's gonna end. It's gonna end with her and Vecna stuck inside. And the last
isn't that kind of what she tried to do in the first season when she fought the Demigorgon? Because
no, she just closed it.
Oh,
but she ended up in the upside down.
Okay, yeah,
but that's what's gonna happen. She's gonna end up again, and the next season is gonna be the friends trying to get her back or some BS like this. Like, because I don't see it being another season without her being away. Like,
Sasuke retrieval arc.
Yeah, she can't.
Let's go. Let's rescue L this time instead of L.
Oh, this is Luffy versus Katakuri in the mirror dimension. L said, "He's mine."
I think number 8's gonna come back.
Oh, number 8.
Which one's number 8?
No, so number 8 was in the Rainbow Room with L when they were babies. Remember, her mother came back and was like, "Jane, it's me."
Oh yeah. And
yeah.
Number 8 was the brown skinned girl right next to her who escaped at some point, and now she's just running around Chicago with her Robin Hood band of thieves.
Oh, the goth kids or
bitchin'.
no?
Yes,
bitchin',
yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't remember that.
But
yes,
also,
you do. Yes, you do. When L was goth in that season 2, the scene that you hate.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Cool. Joining of forces to try to beat Vecna.
Well, if L really does close the portal from the other side and gets trapped there, the only other person they know with powers would be number 8. So,
but also Nancy fell into the black space, like that one space that 11 can get into.
Oh no, Nancy's in a trance right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is.
Vecna's got her.
She's still Nancy's still there with Steve.
She fell into like the black middle space that 11 uses to
in
fight
her
people.
mind. But
in
her
her
body
mind.
is still standing there with Steve because they show it. She's like, he's like, Nancy, wake up.
Oh yeah, I would have been like, Steve, you better pick her ass up and throw her over.
Yeah, I mean, well, throw the headphones over, get her favorite. Which
I'm
Does he
now,
know?
hoping they
Does he
have that,
know?
Eddie's guitar is right there. Eddie's gonna play some riffs on the guitar, calling it now.
Oh, also, I thought it was really cool how they said how Dustin figured out that the portals were the dead people, like that create gates.
Mm-hmm.
When Vecna kills.
Like that.
So then that makes me wonder, the portal that's in Russia, who did Vecna kill that's Russian over there?
Yeah,
no, the Russians opened their own gate over there.
Yeah, because you could open the portal yourself.
You just need a big, powerful energy.
So all this is in the earth.
You could, yeah. I mean, there's some. I don't know if they're gonna tackle it in the volume 2, but there's just some elements with Vecna that I'm kind of like, why? Like why is he? Because I think they even raised it. Why is he attacking teenagers?
Innocent children.
They haven't answered that yet.
But I know they brought it up because
Dustin was like, "What's his motive? Why is he, only attacking teens?" And that's what we're gonna probably find out in volume 2 because he has only been attacking teens.
Right.
I'm right now.
And he's attacking people with guilt specifically. And it looks like, I mean, there should be so many people with guilt in the town, in the city, the state.
He's gonna say, I was robbed of my childhood, so I should also kill other people's childhood or other people that are kids. That is his logic. He's just a
But he killed his mom too.
That needs to move on.
Yeah,
that was personal. That was personal.
Yeah, that was personal.
And Nancy's not a teenager anymore. Nancy's like 19. Technically,
she meets the quota.
She's in high school.
But is she in high school?
No, she's 1 year. She's 1 year out of high school.
She is
1 year out.
No,
2 years out. 2 years out.
No, she's got like her acceptance letter for college.
Oh yeah, she's in high school.
She's in high school.
Yeah,
she works for the high school paper because remember when they were in the Upside Down is 2 years behind because she saw her chemistry notes and she said, "These are my sophomore year chemistry notes."
You see, this is the issue with the
And
show. The
it's been
kids
2
look like
years.
they're in college or late high school, but in reality, those are freshmen and a senior.
They're just
Nancy's too
puberty
grown.
now.
Oh,
What
I
are they
thought
put
Nancy
inside
and
the whole
Jonathan had
chicken?
been out of high school.
No, they're seniors.
No,
Oops.
yeah, they're seniors because Jonathan is waiting. That's the entire logic with them. Jonathan wants to be in the same college as her.
Yeah,
But
and
for
then he's
some
like, I'm going to
reason,
community college.
In the last 3 months, he went from being a nerd to completely
pothead.
falling off and just saying, "I'm just gonna smoke weed now, forget education."
Is
and he
Steve
doesn't
in
want to
high
connect
school?
with her. Yes, he,
Which one's
he just
Steve?
works.
Steve's in high
I
school.
think Steve
Which
is
one's
not in high
Steve?
school. I think Steve was always 1 year more than Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That would make sense.
Oh, Steve, that's right.
Actually, no, that would make sense because she didn't know Steve until she went season 1, which shows that he could have been a year older and he was in high school before she went into high school. So that's what would be the logic.
Yeah, and they never show Steve anymore in high school. Like they just show him always working at the movie theater now, or
Right.
the movie store.
Right.
But Robin is still in high school too, which I was confused too. I thought she was out too, but she's in the band, so clearly she's still in high school.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, but I don't know what they're gonna do now with this next season. I'm excited to see if when she sees Hopper, hopefully that reunitedness, it's gonna be killing me. Well, another surprise I would love to see is Nancy giving a fuck about Mike. Because she never does, ever in any of the seasons. She's never like, "Oh my god, Mike." She's always like, "Oh my god, Jonathan." So what the fuck?
She's got bigger fish to fry. Mike can take care of himself.
By
But
the way, is Nancy guilt supposed to be that she's in love with Steve now and she no longer loves Jonathan? Is that the guilt that she has, or is there something else?
I don't know. We haven't. He might have just said forget the guilt, and just she's finding out way too much. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think he's just at this point he said screw it, screw the whole guilt thing. I'm just gonna get these people. But I think say again.
No, say that's gonna be a big part because now she's stuck between two worlds. She has Steve, who went from being a horrible guy to actually being the guy being around, and Jonathan, who was supposed to be the guy who saved her from an abusive relationship, to now running away and not even talking to her. So that could be the guilt. And I mean, once they come back and reconnect, I'm calling it right now. Jonathan's gonna kiss her. Steve is gonna get mad. She's gonna go after Steve, and that's
It's not Steve. It's not Steve. I remember now. It's the girl.
What girl?
Oh, Barb. She's guilty about Barb.
Remember, she's like
the friend from the first
he's like, "You killed Barb." And you know what I'm thinking now? Why they mentioned that they're stuck in the past 2 years? Something happened on that day or before.
That was the day Will got.
That was the day Will
missing.
went. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, on that day, didn't Barb die too?
Yeah.
Did she die the same day?
No.
I don't think so.
Barb did not die the same day. However, when they were in the Upside Down, it was the day Will disappeared. So they're tying it back to the day Will disappeared. That maybe Vecna was able to start reaching out to Hawkins and start,
But that's
getting
what I'm
through.
saying. I'm like, I wonder if like that's a specific thing, like that there's like a time for like to loop them all in, that some shit fucking happened that fucking day.
I'll tell you what, they're about to add time travel with this whole part of the Upside Down.
Stop it.
Because that leads to alternate universe and like.
I mean, I don't want. Let me
no.
not say time travel, but the fact that that part of the Upside Down was stuck in that time, and time had not moved, is gonna play into a part in the next in part
they're
two.
just gonna reset everything at the end. They just
No,
reset button,
not
guys.
reset, but like there's a reason. There must be a reason why they're like, whoa, this is the same day. I think Apex is right when it's something big.
Yeah.
Other than Will just getting lost in the Upside Down happened that day, or maybe Will getting lost in the Upside Down triggered something else with Vecna.
Maybe Will is Vecna.
So if Will is the end all be all, that'll be a gag.
He's the main villain.
a lot of people are, and here we are. This is kind of us wrapping up with predictions and whatnot. A lot of people are comparing Will to Peter Creel. Right, it was Peter
loner guy.
Victor Creel.
No, Victor's the dad. What's the name of Vecna? Vecna's name is Peter. Right?
Peter.
Sure.
Peter.
All right, they're comparing them a lot because there's a side by side where Joyce is like, Will is a special boy.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Right, and then it was like they were saying Peter's a special boy.
Yeah, sensitive. He's sensitive.
Sensitive. That's it. Yeah, sensitive.
And they meant sensitive in the sense that, like, well, at least with the with Peter, didn't he mean it like sensitive, like he could actually sense things, right?
I think he was just super empathetic to things going on.
He was aware because the way when he brought up the word sensitive, it was something where my boy Peter, he was very special. He was sensitive and he knew something was wrong in this house.
Yes. Same thing with Will.
Yeah, I think
Do you
they're
think-
gonna somehow connect Will to Vecna because of him sensing when the mind flare is like there, and then him saying he doesn't like it, he likes it cold, like he's a part of him, he knows where the little things lead to and whatnot. There's gonna be some type of connection to Vecna, I think, but I do also think that Vecna is the end all be all for the mind flare, the Demogorgon, all of that. Those are
The
all his
end all
little,
be all.
Yeah.
But that
The
means they can't kill
general.
him off if he's the end all be all.
I don't think they're gonna kill him this season.
Well, remember they said if the Demigorgon's the foot soldier, then
I told
Vecna
you.
is the 5-star general.
Yes,
Yeah.
but the 5-star general to the mind flare, they still think the mind flare is top dog.
I don't think he is. I think the mind flare is Vecna.
I would think
Doing
so
it.
too. Because why remember, okay, so Will obviously had a little piece of him left when he spat it out. And that was
yeah.
that was D'Artagnan. That was the first Demodog, right? That grew up to be the first Demodog.
Yeah.
But why did the
Okay.
mind flare
Well, no, that was Bart.
D'Artagnan?
Dart.
But it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
the mind flare. Yes, Will could go back and forth between the Upside Down, in season 2. But I feel the mind flare could have gone after anybody. But I think there's more to kind of Will's time in the Upside Down that they're not showing.
And even more because he's kind of like not doing something this season, and then at the end they're gonna reveal.
But also, yeah,
They're
right
gonna
now it's also
retcon it.
well, they're kind of building some animosity going on right now. He is high key jealous of 11 and Mike. And maybe, when he gets back to Hawkins, maybe, Vecna will prey upon that and do something big. But
I think
can
Will is
see
the end all be all now, for real.
he very
because-
much could be.
Which is a
that
retcon.
painting, I think Will's gonna bring the Upside Down up here. What about that?
I want to fuse the realities together.
Yeah, they're gonna be some shit because, like that's just like Will is like, or Will like really gets consumed in like Vecna like 2.0 in this fucking the real world, It's just like, why? Like, what is he drawing? What is he? Because he's always was able to like draw like the Upside Down and like all
Drawing a
this other
portal. I'm
shit.
calling it right
Is
now.
that
He's drawing the portal.
Is that
Or
possible?
Will,
How
or
does
yo,
that-
what'll be crazy is if Will is still in the Upside Down and the person that came back is not Will.
Hell no.
Enough.
Ooh.
Enough.
Is that kind of like a plot hole? How did he get rid of the feeling? It just went away.
When they killed the mind flare, it went away. Yeah.
But they're
It's
all
like if they
connected,
kill
like
the
a
mind
hive mind.
flayer, then Vecna doesn't report to, like, he doesn't serve anyone. He's the final villain, right?
I don't
Right.
think the mind flare is top dog. I really
No, I
don't.
think so
You just said he
either.
was top dog.
No, they think he's top dog.
You thought he was
said
top
it.
dog. Captain
The
Falcon
mind
was saying.
flare? I don't think the mind flare is top dog.
You said if the Vecna is the 5-star general, then he reports to whoever's above.
That is what
Which
Dustin
is
says.
L.
That
L
is
is the end all
Dustin's.
be all.
That is Dustin's theory, and I said
And Dustin's been hitting every single point.
no. He's wrong. There's no way Vecna is more powerful than the Mind Flayer.
Susie's the end all be all.
Absolutely.
No, L will be the end all be all. It's gonna be just like Scandal when everyone has to go up against Kerry Washington at the end.
It
I'm gonna
started
tell
with
you
her
what.
and it ends with her.
Mike is going
Which is
to
just
die.
like 11.
Mike is gonna die, and that's gonna boost L's power times 100.
This
I mean,
isn't
he's not
Dragon
really doing
Ball
much.
Z.
I really wouldn't care if he died.
He's gonna die.
Mike is not gonna die.
Yeah, I'm calling it
I
out.
see it right now. Yeah, he's the more likely to die.
One
He
of them
doesn't have
kids is
anything.
dead.
Yeah, he doesn't have any story this season except for him dying.
You think he's gonna die this season or in the
Yes.
final season?
No,
You think
this
he's either
season.
to kill him in this season?
Yeah, I
I
can see
think
it now.
so, 'cause
I could see him
Mike
dying
or
this
any
season.
character? You mean Mike?
Mike.
they have to
Specifically
kill-
Mike. And at the end, it's gonna be them looking at the painting, and it's gonna be a painting of their friend group.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, that'd
It's
be
a painting of
Yeah,
their friend
I
group,
thought
and
about
they're
the
gonna
friend group
cry over
too,
his
and they're
grave
playing
and
Dungeons
say,
and Dragons and shit.
yeah, they'd be like, that was his project, or us as a friend group. Let's always be friend guys.
They
But that's why I
haven't
also
killed
think that
anyone
he
off
makes
the
Will
main
makes a bunch of the people in the Upside Down because Will plays Dungeons and Dragons, and all these fucking players are all Dungeons and Dragon characters. But then I was like, he didn't make Vecna, so that's where it's like falls out and stuff. But that's a good one. I definitely think it's see the friendship, like it's a friendship circle, and now it'll never be because Will is dead.
Kumbaya.
Not Will, Mike is dead.
Yeah, they haven't killed off any of the main group. I think they need to kill someone off to be like. Oh.
You guys want to kill children?
No.
The
Yes.
closest they got was Max. And if they didn't do Maxon with the flashbacks and the the running and just no, I don't think they're gonna kill anyone. But
If they kill off
Her
Nancy, oh my gosh.
If there's
Not
not a body,
Nancy.
they're alive. Nancy's gonna make it.
They can kill Nancy.
I mean, they might kill Nancy, yeah. But I'm calling it. Yeah, I think they're about to kill off somebody for sure. They just kind of needed to go into the final season. But volume 2 comes out July 1st. First.
Oh.
It's only 2 episodes. It totals, I
But-
think. But what?
Oh, the length. I mean, you said only
Like
2
5
episodes.
Oh, I was gonna say it totals 2 hours and like 36 minutes, which
Wait,
is essentially
I
just
thought-
a
No,
movie.
that's one
No, that's
episode.
one.
That's 2 hours.
No way.
Yes.
It's like
One
a 5
episode is
hour. It's
2
like a
hours?
Batman versus Superman movie. Get ready.
Keep
Get your
discussing. I'm
popcorn.
looking it up.
All right. I'm just saying. We got a lot to look forward to. A lot's gonna go down
Too much.
in these final 2 episodes. And if they're movie length, I'm great. I'm fine with them being movie length.
I don't have the attention
Do
span
you,
for this.
oh man,
It's a
I don't
movie. You
know.
watch it like a movie.
I just
get bored.
that's the season was so hard to watch.
because I think they split it up like this because they got this filming started in 2020 and from January 2020 and finished in September 2021 because there's a substantial gap between when they stopped and when they started again.
But they couldn't just split the last part into 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Episode 8 is 1 hour 25 minutes. Episode 9 is 2 hours and
It's
30
4
minutes.
hours. It's a
I'm
4-hour
great.
movie.
That's fine with me. I'm
It's a
great with
whole
that.
movie.
Watch
That's
one
a whole
Friday.
4 hours.
Watch one Saturday. It's a
Nah,
double
man.
feature.
Listen, they
This
were
is Breaking
pushing
Dawn Part 1 and 2.
this. They
yeah,
were
essentially.
pushing it. They were pushing it with an hour and 10 minutes this
They
season.
got the money.
What can they have
what is
for a
so
2-hour and a
prideful
half
about
movie?
splitting it into just 2 separate episodes?
Right,
Mike
why don't they-
is gonna die.
Listen,
They just want to be extra. They just
it
want to
would
be
make-
extra. That's all
it
it
would
is.
make sense if this was the last season ever, but there's still
Thank you.
a whole other season.
Watching it out of obligation is what
If
I'm
you-
saying.
Season 5 is gonna be 5 hours long.
If
Every
you-
Episode 1,
episode.
5 hours. Just
If you
want
want to pause it halfway through each of those episodes and say that's an episode, by all means.
If
I
I
am
pause
so
it, I'm
glad
not
you're
going
not in
back.
the writing
Man.
room. I am so glad.
Yeah, if I
Oh, no,
pause it,
bitch.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
going
watch
back.
that shit
I'm
in
pausing
one
it and I'm
sitting.
walking away.
Yeah, I'm watching it. We're watching it.
No, we're not.
I'm going over to
Tell him.
Apex's
Tell
house.
him no. Tell him no.
That you fucking invited. Just kidding. But you know, my ass gonna sit there and binge the shit, and I'm gonna be like, Got it.
And that's why we need to watch, because I can't stand when people know the ending.
Myself,
and I don't.
Myself and Romeo will be watching it in parts.
Ew.
Good, the correct way.
Ew. Either way, I think, we discussed just about everything. There's a lot to look forward to come volume 2, and I would hope we all come back for our take on volume 2. I won't ask y'all your final thoughts, because I think I understand where all y'all sit and what we want and what we need out of this volume 2. All I gotta say is they really better set up season 5 great. So that's all I gotta say. But
you want this to set up season 5?
If there's a final season, I don't want them to just.
Well, every season.
I'm trying to end this.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I know what you're saying. You're like, it's like just kind of, there's a new baddie. No, I want this to flow into the next season.
Okay. If they kill off Vecna and bring another creature, I'm done.
I'm gonna be done too. Yeah. Right?
No, you're not. No,
I'm not. But I don't think it gets better than Vecna.
Record, GrandMasterHoop said that he'd be done, and you go and catch him on this podcast, and he's gonna be like, "Oh my god, this was the best thing the writers could have done ever. Oh my goodness."
They retcon like 20 plot lines. I don't care. Greatest season.
You can quote me all you want.
Oh my gosh, nothing compares.
Whatever. Listen, that's it from us here at the Yonkō Table. Stranger Things Volume 1 of Stranger Things 4. Go watch it now. Catch up by the time Volume 2 comes out, July 1st. Sit in with us, and you can always join us in the comment sections of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Catch us on TikTok for some more quick takes. We had a full house tonight. I'm your host, GrandMasterHoop, fellow Yonkō, DrJaceAttorney, Supernovas, Captain Falcon, Toasty, Apex, and the actual real DoctaReeka, who got her doctorate earlier today. Shout out to DoctaReeka. But hey, that's it from us here at the Yonkō Table. We'll catch you on the flip side. We'll catch you in the upside down.
Gross cut.